Yo, welcome back to the BST4 channel. What's going on? What's happening, man? Listen, thank you guys for checking out the channel. I do appreciate it. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and check out some more videos coming up. Man, I am hard at work at getting these brackets done. These are left and right on these brackets here. You got the right one and you got the left one. You got to cut out this part here and clean everything up. But today we're going to be talking about the V8 modular engines. First, a brief history. In 1991, Ford introduced this overhead cam V8 in its Lincoln Town Car and labeled it the modular engine. The label came from the method of producing the engine, not the fact that the parts were easy interchangeable between the engine configurations. Eventually, it was installed in the full-size Crown Victoria, Grand Marquis, and the 1994 Thunderbird as the old Windsor small block V8 was being phased out. The last year of the pushrod V8 in the Mustang was in 1995. The 1996 Mustang GT was fitted with the 2-valve single overhead cam modular, and the Cobra was equipped with the 4-valve double overhead cam version of the 4.6-liter engine. The first trucks equipped with the modular engine came in 1996, and in 1997 Ford introduces the V10 6.8 engine for truck and van applications. To get horsepower out of your 4.6, you're going to need a turbo or some kind of force induction situation. Now, your 4.6 mainly will probably have 220 or 210 horsepower to the wheel. So,
Stop lying. I didn't really have any illusions about that.
it's going to be very expensive to get this thing 300 horsepower, 400 horsepower, 500 horsepower. You want to get a shot of nitrous? Okay, be my guest. But like I said, it's going to be very difficult, but it can be achieved. Now, here's a clip of a turbo Fairmont single overhead cam.
Yep, I try to do as much grudge racing around here as I can.
What transmission's in it?
The Power Glide.
Do you know how much it weighs?
3,100 with me in it.
Oh, okay.
So
you got some weight, definitely.
Yeah, it's got, I mean, it don't have no aluminum seats, nothing. I mean, it's got door panels, back seat.
But now, if you want to get a little bit more horsepower, well, you may check the 3-valve engine. But there's a little pros and cons with the 3-valve engine, and all of you guys know that. But to get it to go fast again, you could probably put a whole bunch of bolt-ons. You'll probably get somewhere around 350, 375 horsepower to the wheels.
Oh my gosh, that before run, super boring. But hey, the car's a lot better now. So look what we did. 3-valve Mustang, 85,000 miles, and we just did some simple bolt-ons to this car. So it's got a set of delete plates, underdrive pulleys, the old JLT cold air intake now, Detroit rocker cams, and then we installed a 3000 stall converter from TCI, as well as a set of 410 gears, so now the car will rip, and of course, headers, BBK long tube headers, and QTP cutouts, so the car's gonna be loud. Check out this after dyno pull. That was more like it. So before it made 263 to the tires, now we're at 316, and torque before was 288, now it's 310, that's rated SAE. Now, a lot of times people ask, am I gonna lose a lot of low end doing these type of mods? Well, no.
Maybe.
Look at this, clear down here. You know, this has a 3000 stall now. So when you hammer it, you're actually gonna be grabbing on the street right around in here. There is no really loss up here. As a matter of fact, at 5,500, clear over here, 5,500, you're at 60 real wheel horse gain and about 50 rear wheel torque gain.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth.
I did not forget the 4.6 double overhead cam. Now you can look at this 2001 right here. See the cost of all of this thing on this list? What's the estimated cost? A small planet. And the horsepower numbers, this is what you get if you're messing with a 4.6 double overhead cam and you put a lot of money into it. So if you choose to get a 5.4 double overhead cam, you think you're going to get these amazing numbers, and you will if you put some kind of power adder to it. But we did not forget the 5.4 double overhead cam. If you have a little bit of money and you just want to swap it over and you get these kind of numbers on a 5.4 double overhead cam with some port work, some pistons, and some other stuff, you get these numbers. Now, if you have a 5.4 single overhead cam, you're going to get these numbers with a 5-speed in your Crown Victoria running around 13s at 390 horsepower to the wheels. See, all these numbers are kind of the same. It's all about the different combinations and money that you want to put in a certain type of engine. All of them will work, but it's about the money that you're going to be putting in that really makes things happen. I gotta slow this down a little bit. All right, we got all the modular engines out there. Now the number one for me is going to be the 4.6 single overhead cam, and you guys will agree, and probably the world will agree, that this is a reliable engine. We have to place it as number one. But as for performance, it's not there. But now performance is depending on what you look at. Performance is endurance, or endurance is performance. We don't know. So I'm going to say 4.6 single overhead cam is the best. But now number two, no brainer. It's going to be a Coyote. Now, the Coyote, this engine here is a modular engine. They just did a few tweaks and everything. But the name Coyote, it's a beautiful thing that they named this thing after the cars from A.J. Foyt. Because A.J. Foyt had the first 4-valve in his Indy 500 car. And he won a few races, man, with this engine. And Ford built a special engine for the guy. So the Coyote name is basically off of his line of cars. Ford's Coyote crate engines is a modular V8 engine with a 5.0 displacement. Despite the relatively small displacement, it's able to create 412 horsepower by using the twin independent variable cam timing and cam torque actuations. But to Mustang enthusiasts, the Coyote engine is much more than that. Generation 1 Coyote, 412 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. Generation 3 Coyote, 460 horsepower, 420 foot-pounds of torque. The Voodoo, 526 horsepower, 429 foot-pounds of torque. Runner, 444 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. The Eliminator, 580 horsepower with 445 foot-pounds of torque. The Predator, 760 horsepower at 625 foot-pounds of torque. This is for the fair weather Dodge guys, not the real Dodge guys who've been rocking with Dodge before the Chrysler 300M. You understand? Before they made the Challenger, the Hell Me Out, the Bullseye, and Ghouls and Goblins, before they even came out with any of those. Mr. Snuffleupagus, what's that engine called? Yeah, that engine. This is not for you guys, not for the real Dodge guys. We're talking about the fake ones. The ones that would, they like the Raiders, right? And they don't like the Dolphins, but all of a sudden the Dolphins won the goddamn Super Bowl, and then now they say they're Dolphins fans. You know what I mean? We talking about those guys.
Okay, that's cool. All right, could you talk a little bit? So that's the supercharger.
Yes.
Okay, do you know how big is the supercharger?
Extra large.
Real Dodge guy is going to understand these numbers right here. JTP is going to break it down how you get 1,000 horsepower out of your crate Ford engine that you can buy from Ford. But realistically, you're going to be making somewhere around 800 horsepower.
There.
So what are we powered by?
We are powered by a 5-liter, 302 cubic inch Coyote Illuminator. It's a high compression, so this is a straight crate motor. No unicorns, just go to your Ford catalog and order your illuminator package. The only thing I do to this engine is change the plugs to a little bit colder plug. I add the
What plug you running in it?
Just an NGK.
NGK?
And then I put the radium fuel rails, the full radium fuel system, and some injector dynamics injectors.
What size are the injectors?
1700 cc full stainless because I run Ignite ethanol. To top it off, what makes all the power is this Roush supercharger.
Yep.
2.3 liter. It's not a big displacement supercharger, but it
Can't
does make
forget about
1,000
that. Look at
horsepower.
that big guy. How much power?
1,000 horsepower.
1,000 horsepower.
1,000. This is a catalog, like part numbered crate motor with an off-the-shelf supercharger.
Have you had any issues over the past few seasons with engine problems?
This is a supercharger that's been on the car for the last 3 years.
It's awesome, man.
I mean, look at this. What is this? That's a factory airbox.
It's insane. It's a really powerful engine, and it's very simple and basic and reliable.
What happened to the 5.4 single overhead cam out of the Ford Lightning? It's not that special. 404 horsepower I've seen on YouTube that this thing makes. You cut the goddamn hood and you get all these numbers. Torque out the wazoo. Now, since the time has passed that you could create this out of a smaller displacement engine without a supercharger, things have changed.
And this was a 2011.
Yep.
So it makes about 400 horsepower. Mm-hmm. Does it have headers or anything?
Yes, it has some BBK long tubes.
Okay. Yeah. Did you ever dyno it?
Yes.
How much did it make?
It's about 445, I think it was.
What? At the wheels?
Yeah.
These fries ain't done yet. Hold up, listen. We're going to just jump right into it. Number 5 is going to be the 5.4 single overhead cam and the double overhead cam. We got a 2 for on number 5. The size of this motor and the horsepower output after you put a whole bunch of goodies into it, lackluster. I just don't like it. I don't believe in it. Now, number 4 is going to be the 4.6 double overhead cams. Share the same issues, but the engine revs a little bit more better. It breathes better. I think this one is more ideal, better than the 5.4 single overhead cam and the double overhead cam. But I hate the intake. Just don't like it. Now, number 3 is going to be the 4.6 3-valve. Now, it's basically a single overhead cam with a couple of more valves in it. Genius. Very genius. The flaw for me is that it's electronically controlled or whatever like that, and I kind of don't like that because it's not swappable into a Crown Vic as swiftly as it could. I mean, you can lock the cams, but you're messing with the power that it can create. You know what I mean? Kind of like almost like electronic VTEC system. You know what I mean? So you're going to lock the power. Plus those butterflies in the intake, you need those to work also to be helped atomize the fuel and all of that stuff. So it's just not ideal, but I do like the intake. That's what I really like about it. I really like the intake. Now, number 2 is going to be the whole Coyote lineup. Coyote lineup is tough. From NA down to supercharged. All of them are tough. They right. They're tight. I love them. Now, my favorite is going to be the 4.6 single overhead cam. Once upon a time, I hated these daggone engines. I was pumping my fist for the 5.4, but the 4.6 single overhead cam has won every category. It's just reliable. It's predictable. It's legit, man. The 4.6 single overhead cam, man. As far as performance, this ain't it. This is not it. The numbers would be changed if this was a performance list. It's not really a performance list. But we're going with reliability and what's cool and what's not. And this is what it is right now, man. That 4.6 is the move, man. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Build Something TV. I hope you guys were enlightened in some kind of way. All right, later.